Good day.
That's the meeting. Why are you so angry?
Bye, Goofy.
This is the mental illness we talk about. This is what's common in America.
Mama was a mental illness.
This is what I'm talking about. The problem is that we let these people say this stuff. That we have to confront these people. Wow. You insulted my body. I'm deeply hurt. I'm deeply hurt. That's crazy.
Pretty much are saying that women shouldn't really make any move or have any level of education or work without men.
I'm saying that women should be under a man's household. If you're a minor, you should be under your father's household. If you're not a minor and you are about to get married, you should transition to your father's household, to your husband's household. If they want to, I think it's probably a smart thing to do in a modern society, right? Now, if you have children, I think you'd be wise to spend most of your time raising your children when they're age 8 and lower.
So you're not against women working?
I wouldn't want my wife working, but people have different life situations. In my life situation, it wouldn't be necessary. She was big mad. Big girl, big mad. Anybody else have any comments, questions? Anybody else want to flip? Okay, cool. Handle all the crazies. Those big girls be always so angry. We got to spread the Mexican culture. You see how crazy Shorty was? What's wrong with that?
I'd like to say, as a woman who operates in divine femininity, there is some space there that we can expand on to heal, but at a greater level, it is for our brown brothers and sisters. We all do things great. I believe in a place of love.
Yes.
And definitely, it's all perspective.
Yeah.
It's all perspective, and we can sit here and debate all this.
Right.
She don't have to.
Maybe.
I'm gonna trust that she's going to.
I hope, the challenge is that I really wonder how much we change. I was an elementary school teacher, and the reason I taught elementary is because when you're dealing with young children, you have such a great opportunity to put in values that are going to stay there the whole life. And unfortunately, after age 8, so they say age 7 and younger, they call it the promise years. That's when your parents are influencing you, not the society, not the school, not the culture. And so I fear that with women like her, they'll never ever be able to have any real exchange. And part of it is where the anger comes from. Because the truth is, like, there's no way she's in a happy situation when you just spew out that much meanness. And it's ironic because of the man and the woman. The woman's supposed to be the softer one, right? So I think that, unfortunately, like, we're kind of at war with that kind of behavior and ideology. And the thing that saddens me is when she's saying, like, men do this and men do that. It's like, I know some man, which I wouldn't call him a man, some male.
I'm on that frequency.
Right?
We had that same conversation.
I know some male did something wrong with her. And probably also her father is not someone that she appreciates. Because there's no way you like the father. He's just sitting out here saying all like stuff like that. But it's like, can you reverse that? Probably.
It's going to take generational upbringing. We have to plant seeds now in this day and age in order to see, like for me, because it's my daughter.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Then my grandson is our generation.
Yes.
That we're carrying agree a month.
Yes.
Fortunately for me, I don't have that issue. My father is a huge parent for me. Like, he always set the paradigm.
Yes.
So I don't use that.
Yes.
But if we're going to be in transparency, it's my mother that I come from. So you're going to teach you different dynamics because one carries that with them. To your point, we're going to talk about that we're going to come from a perspective of versus logic.
Yeah, right.
And as a woman, as divine femme, I'm going to come from an emotional place so that I'm in my polarity of balance.
Yeah. And that was a tough one, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. And the sad thing is that I know that there's like, she's not making up lies. I would say like guys are bad. It's like the guys you have.
We attract the frequency that we put out.
Yeah, the ones you suffered with probably were bad. I believe that. And I could never tell her anything to do that. And that's like really the sad part. Because I wish that that wasn't the truth for her. But it saddens me when she's like saying men, 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 men. And you're like, all of these guys are here behaving themselves. You're like, those are the guys that are, and they're all behaving themselves. Like the world is mostly going the right direction. Like we're mostly good people. And so I think that her voice has actually been magnified in the recent years. And that's my feeling that will continue. There won't be any cooperation with my voice.
There's no community that's gonna elected, right? What's gonna gravitate to that mindset is like-minded frequency.
Yeah.
And that's okay because that's where they're at. If they're frequency, it's going okay. That's the like some of them we function at a higher rate.
Yeah.
But we believe long game is the better game because we already did the work that our ancestors have made. We didn't come this far to get this far.
Right.
So yes, it is privilege. That's my on the dark side. As a woman, I will say that.
Yeah.
As a Latina sister, it is privilege. And it has America changed our perception of being a woman? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
Do I want to bust my ass to get up every day, provide for a family,
Yeah.
for someone that didn't have a father in my child's life? No. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to be the divine femme. I want to be able to bake bread. I want to be able to do all these things. I want to be able to have a flower shop. I want to be able to do all these things. But unless I have a strong man or a partner that is going to be able to design that foundation for me, I'm here. So I got to operate out of my masculinity.
You know, that's the challenge is that even if because I don't believe that a woman can be masculine and a man can't be feminine in a true sense. Because you're not a male, I'm not a female.
Absolutely.
So at a certain level, we're being dysfunctional when we're engaging that lifestyle, right? But it's not like pure happiness. There's no real flow. There's struggle and it's exhausting.
Survival.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that I was trying to speak to is that we're much better together. We're much better together. And the black young lady, I think that though I trust she's very educated and maybe strong, and I think that she's probably in the right direction, and she's willing to be open, but still for an average black male, most of them are male, they're still going to have trouble leading her. And the challenge is when our society becomes so upside down, where especially in the black community where they have so much education, black guys have so little, is that they have expectations that will never be met. Ever. Even the young lady that we're talking to who's like, not quite a standard shape, she probably wants, when she's saying, guys don't have their standard up, and I'm just like, what do you mean guys don't have their standard? Like, you look like you're 2 weeks away from just dying on your own from basically eating yourself to death. So the fact that she'll speak out on the standard of men while herself having the lowest standard for herself, it just shows that there's always going to be so much mismatch. Like even today, women expect men to be as pretty as they are.
Not all of us.
Right. The ones with common sense and culture. But, I see guys that are, I'm obviously in the entertainment business. One guy got a BBL. He got his abs done and he got all these surgeries. I'm like, it's not good when women do it. It's really bad when men do it, Because at that point, you're like trying to compete with the woman to be pretty. But some women actually want the guy to be pretty. And so it's like we become so lost and we don't expect things that are realistic and actually accessible, especially at our level. Like we all think that we're higher than we are. I think that was like a prime case of someone thinking that they're in a good spot when really they're suffering, like at a very low level.
I would agree. There's hurt.
Yeah, she about to hurt me. I got my security. I had to check my security team. Should have been a little closer. That was crazy. She's blowing up over there. It was nice to meet you. I'm Marquett. Nice to meet you. I might have to move down to Texas. Yeah, she might get, aside from her. I don't know where she was from. aside from her, you guys seem like all right too.
I like your faces.
I grew up in LA, but now I live in Georgia. Yes, I'm building a community out in Georgia. I agree with some of the stuff you were saying. I think this is usually race being the main leader in the room. I understand that on both sides of politics, there's bad apples. Some people have good intentions, not the majority. Right, but you're talking about like a revolution. Like, what do you want to use? I mean, in a literal sense, but first it has to start safely. Like, for example, when I teach, I would say 30 minutes to sweat, exercise and sweat. So I encourage everyone who follows me, you need to be in a sweat 30 minutes a day. You should exercise rigorously enough. That's a cultural piece. I used to have an office in South Korea, right? In Hangyo, which is basically like their version of Silicon Valley. If you walk by a park like this, you'll see old people, senior citizens. They're all exercising and they built in exercise equipment free at no cost in the parks. That's because their government actually cares about this. Our government doesn't care what you do. They'll let you die out here. Like, for example, in South Korea, it's illegal for Korean citizens to go into the casino. You might say, wow, don't they have freedom? No, because the government knows casinos are cheating you and they're stealing your money. So rather than let their citizens lose hard-earned dollars or Korean won, they only allow foreigners to go in the casino. So when you have a government that cares, every park has exercise equipment. When you have a culture that values health, you see the old people exercising. You see all of the people exercising. Here, you see consumption. And I'm a capitalist, but you just see things where you can buy. So there's no real care. So I say that to say this. Revolution first has to be cultural. Teaching health, wealth, relationships. We know that our government is setting us up for failure because you guys all have to file taxes, right? You ever had a class on how to file taxes? That's strange, right? You would think the government that has public schools, which are government schools, would teach you how to file taxes. In Singapore, right. It's self-taught. And it's a fake industry because in Singapore, they'll send you an email. They say, the government, we believe you owe this much money. If you agree, click here to pay. If you disagree, click here to dispute. You don't have to pay to file. In Oman, in Saudi Arabia, there are no taxes. In UAE, there are no taxes. And we're so brainwashed, we don't realize that we can live tax-free. And our ancestors in America used to live tax-free. I don't mind paying taxes if the parks have exercise equipment, if we have early childhood education and the kids are getting great education. And I know that when I encounter young people in the society, they're not going to do anything harmful to me. I can walk down late at night and it's safe because everyone has enough to eat. And I'm not a socialist by any means. But I don't want to pay taxes when you send 20 billion to Argentina while claiming that you're American first. I don't want to pay 100 million to Israel with endless wars. That's stealing from people. So when we say revolution, I mean it in the sense that you're probably imagining. Otto von Bismarck, he said the questions of our day will not be solved by majority votes or speeches, but with blood and iron. And the only reason I say that is because whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, a black or a white, a man or a woman, the behavior is always fundamentally the same in American government. And because our government is so very compromised, we have to wipe it away. Even our ancestors in America, they said the tree of liberty must be replenished with the blood of patriots. And I don't believe you can call yourself a freedom-loving person in the country we're in today. It doesn't make sense. So I'd rather that than what we have now. Like, it just, if the government shut down, how are we paying? Do you know that they're paying for health care for soldiers in Israel? That never stopped. We're paying for their health care. That's insane. Like, they have free college, they have free education on our money. That doesn't make sense.